Whew. I'm thinking about it. That's a first stage. Think about it. Yeah, the good old days.
Plotting against the whites or what?
Two,
No,
check
it's just
on.
when we were talking, I kept tapping to see if the microphone was on. It sounds different. It is now.
But it was
I'm done talking.
Carry on.
Yep.
Well, and then you're just having more and more problems, you know, keeping track of it, finding it, getting it through customs. And
So
it's
when
like,
you get on at Denver, do you have to change airplanes again?
no, because we get on in Cascade
Or you get on the council
and to Denver, and then we get on in
and
Denver.
straight through. Good, that's good. That's the best way to go. Once
Yeah.
you start changing airplanes,
Yeah, who knows where your luggage is?
who knows if the airplane will be there? You know, that's good. That's the most comforting way to go. Very good. Did you hear Bruce that they had a fire at the time?
No.
I don't know much about it. I don't know what caused it and all that. I don't find out more. There definitely was a fire. This is not good news.
Was it in their bins or?
I'm not sure. They're kind of like, oh, we're not saying much about this.
It wasn't in their bin or in their trailer. It burns up expensive equipment.
Anything up here that burns up expensive equipment, except maybe the old guardhouse.
You know, something into one of the dumpsters outside.
Might have been, I don't know.
Who knows?
I just want to find out, you know, what happened. What happened? Are we looking at it so we don't have to rerun this down the line later? And you'll just and I've forgotten for a long time to tell you. So where is the land? I think we were in that railroad extension.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying to think what they.
But they're
Yeah. Well, thank you.
wear them and love them. I used to love cute shoes.
Yes.
Are these comfortable?
That's like that's like these tonight. I put on one pair and said, "No, with this ice, I better have something that's got a little more traction." So
It does be one.
got ones that actually have traction.
They need to make it for all of us. You can't find it on there, really. Seriously. Today's agenda. Or I thought we go to. Good night, Roy.
What'd you do?
Oh, he's being right
You
here.
don't
He's being difficult.
always get it all set up here and never look at it because
That's why I said that. That's why I said that.
have it on my phone. So
Okay.
I thought
Said you're being
today I
difficult.
was just being lazy.
So how do you get back to where you were?
Efficient color.
It doesn't even have that. First time I've ever seen this.
Lazy's probably
Well, that's good you double open.
word for it, but efficient. We'll call it efficient.
It's not, it sounds so much more.
Because I opened
Yeah.
the phone on my
Yes.
Let's try that.
Yeah, let's go to that one. Looks like agenda package.
I haven't been doing anything. I had another surgery and stem cell therapy last week, so I've done nothing since Thursday.
I think between the first and the second time.
Hey, wanting to cut it off.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, son. Let me help you. Thank you. It's the,
How much longer is it? They told you. The rest of your life.
It's really starting to slow down now.
it's in there.
The hurting is slowing down. And they injected all the stem cells in.
That wasn't fun. Was it?
No, it's not. Never fun.
What's the worst part? Getting back to my
mistakes.
Like court took back.
Well,
Resolution.
depends on how well the needle goes into your pelvis to draw it out.
Yeah, I know.
I think I passed.
Behind the Nebraska Public Safety.
No, it's not fun. They injected it this time. Really bad. He injected into all that space, and it almost causes it so tight. And the amount he's got through it, well, you can see where it's turned under here. So it went down through my wrist, and it's just they pump that in, and it's
couldn't get that one to open.
It just pinches everything, and the nerves go crazy for a few days.
Because with Microsoft, he was trying to
Yeah, it's still poppy, but Saturday was still.
We got my dad shot.
Yeah, I got a bit yesterday, and
I just want to get all of you
more today.
so I sent it from the
Still
office.
somewhat, but it's doing really well. I'm way down on pain too. So
I hope this cures it.
as much as they chiseled out of there in the 2 deals, I'm sure hoping it does something. Helps it heal faster.
Let it go for it. Tend not to go away.
I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Would you please stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance with us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just have it come down one of these. Made a copy. This is just you what I was going to say. But raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Keith
Fuquay,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support and obey and defend the Constitution of the United States. I will support, obey,
and defend the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of Wyoming.
the Constitution of the State of Wyoming.
I have not knowingly violated any law related to my election or appointment.
Not violate or knowingly violated any law
Related to my election or
related to
appointment.
my election or
I
appointment.
told you we need to.
I know.
Or caused it to be done by others.
Cause it to be done by others.
And that I will discharge the duties
And I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity.
of the office of fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate you coming on board.
And his girlfriend and her 2 beautiful daughters are going to go ahead and take me to
Any
the
badges?
Get a picture real quick.
Coulter, get it.
Not with the family. Introduction at all, or what? Do we have an introduction at all to what we just did? Name? Anything?
Keith Fugway.
Okay.
He's our newest officer, Keith Fuquay, and that was his girlfriend Amy and her 2 beautiful daughters.
Right.
Their newest officer.
I don't know who that guy was.
Thanks, Chief.
He doesn't have a name tag yet.
Okay.
Okay. I don't believe there's any additions or deletions. If not, is there a motion to approve the January 27th, 2025 council meeting and February 3rd, 2025 work session minutes?
Okay, I move we approve the minutes, January 27th council meeting and the February 3rd work session.
Motion, is there a second?
I second it.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed by nay. Motion carries. Reports, Councilwoman Collins.
Well, we had a work session. I don't think I need to go in depth into that, so just went to a work session. And then I attended the Main Street meeting on Wednesday, and they're moving right along. Everything's going swimmingly. Bunch of happy campers. So.
Yep. Okay. Councilwoman Nunn.
Ah, yes. Elevate sponsored and staged an outstanding craft fair complete with a display by the Glen Rock Police Department. My pen says Glen Rock Police Department, Chief Coulter Felton. And if I want to call him, I've got a number right there. With many interesting and some very tasty vendors from not only our community, but from areas around the state. Well done. Bob and I went in and weren't going to buy anything, and we made it as far as the first booth before we caved. The steering committee did present an interesting report at the last council workshop. This group of community members have done some research and evaluated some possible directions for our town to move towards a positive future. Decisions will now have to be made on our priorities among these projects and the ways and means of turning them into reality. Unfortunately, not all can be done on the I'm first list, so we'll need to do some thoughtful planning to turn the what-ifs into the what-ares. Thanks to the members of this community for the time and thoughtfulness they took to look at a positive future for our town. A closing note, our culinary kids at the high school are doing their thing and doing an excellent job in the competitions they have participated in. So good to see our youth involved in positive activities that could move their lives forward in the future.
Councilman Kincaid.
Just attended the Elevate Glen Rock at the rec center with all the really good turnout, a lot of booths and everything, and had a good time there. Culinary was there raising money for their trips, and congratulations to them on the trip to Baltimore that they won. And then just work session last week. That's all I got.
Okay. Councilman Delgard.
I don't really have anything. I got a question. Does anybody know when the chili cook-off is for culinary? Is that tomorrow?
We're having a chili cook-off at school tomorrow. It's not.
It's not for culinary?
It's just staff. It's just staff.
Oh, it's just
whoever
staff.
wanted to make
Okay.
chili. We're
I
having
thought maybe it was the one for the culinary group.
No.
Okay.
That one's for the school tomorrow.
Okay. I don't have any.
You can come to.
Is it free?
Mm-hmm.
Free food?
For you, buddy.
Free food?
Free lunch. Tammy, clerk.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have been working on an HR class that I'm taking at Casper College. Been working with Jared on some various IT issues, website, live stream, some issues we've been having with that now that he's kind of here more full-time. We've been working on, we've had some personnel issues we've been dealing with, just off minor ones. Bruce and I almost have the department head reviews done, and we've had a new employee, so we've been doing some onboarding, and that's about it.
Who's your new employee, Tammy? Oh, our
Yeah.
Police officer.
police officer.
He was just here.
Yeah, you just missed
He just wandered in and out.
Just missed it.
Oh, that's the guy with the name that's hard to spell, the last
Good.
name.
Kelly, treasurer.
Evening, Mayor and Council. I don't have a whole lot. The auditors were here for one full day, which was plenty, evidently, and fulfilling some of their requests via online, which is nice, versus them having to be here in person all the time. I will be out of the office starting Wednesday for a week.
Is that because of the audit?
Nope.
She's
Nope,
being
I'm going to
committed.
relax for a good solid 6 days. I will have 2 checks to add to bills and claims, but I'll touch on them when we get to that point.
Okay. Mr. Funk, Public Works.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. As Tammy said, we had to deal with a little bit of personnel issues, but that's taken care of. And then we've also just been continuing on maintenance. It's a long list that we had started when we began this job, me and myself and Bill Blackburn. So we just been working down the list, trying to keep at everything and figure out what we need to do and how we need to go forward. So other than that, I really don't have anything else. Thank you.
Just know we appreciate your efforts. You have a question?
What's the status on the parts for the flagpole?
Did they come in? That has been a nightmare
I know, that's why I asked.
to order, and I have now got the cable for the one at Town Hall. I still need to find the person who ordered the ones for the Boys and Girls Club. That is a sore subject with me, but I am still working on it. Thank you.
You're saying maybe we should remake the order and just forget about it?
About to make them myself.
Yeah. Might be better. Wow.
Might
Building
seem quicker.
inspector.
Evening, Mayor and Council. not much for building permits. Got 7 so far this year. Senior Center, the ramp is almost done. They're finishing touches on the inside. They're going to be hanging handrails, and then they'll probably put it to use. They'll still be doing some concrete work when it gets better on the outside, but inside's right there. Contractor renewals, still doing that. We had the planning meeting last week, and we didn't have a quorum, so we need 2 new members so that when people are sick, we can make a quorum. So it says that you got to have 7 in the ordinance. I'm not so certain we shouldn't take that to 5, so it wouldn't be so tough. But
I always thought that.
yeah, it does seem like 7 is too many, but we do need 2 new members. So anybody has any suggestions or reach out to somebody, that'd be good.
Okay.
That's all I got.
City event coordinator,
Okay.
Town Square.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So the baby dinosaurs appeared at the Love Local event for the Dinosaur Tea Party at the library, so that was very fun. We brought Sarah and Norman, the T-Rex, and the Triceratops puppets there for all the kids to see and take pictures with, so that went really well. There's about 65 people there, so that was pretty fun. I just have the concert dates revealing on February 18th, and then we did set our Easter egg hunt, which is not going to interfere with Rolling Hills. It's actually going to be the weekend before that, and that will be in April. And then I have $22,000 in corporate sponsorships for this year, and still waiting on more. So it's kind of where I got right now.
Okay, thank you. Chief of Police.
Evening, Mayor and Council. As you saw earlier, we did get our new police officer on and started. He's going to be completing his training over the next couple of months, so super excited about that. Last week, we also held interviews for our dispatch position that's opening or going to be vacant this spring, and we did choose an individual. It was kind of unanimous by the individuals on the board, so we put an offer to him, and he's going to be undergoing the background checks. It was nice. He's a local gentleman, and as long as everything goes right, I'll introduce him as well in a couple of weeks when we get that background check and such completed. Next week, I'm going to be attending the WASCOP Legislative Conference down in Cheyenne. We're going to meet as a group and go over some of the bills that are up for discussion down there, and then go to the Capitol and make a few more meetings, I guess, and go through that fun. But outside of that, not much else to update you on.
Okay. Mr. Nelson, Fire Department.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I guess I forgot to come first part of the year and ask for permission or forgiveness, whatever, for 4th of July out at South Rec. We'd like to do that again, and I think the 4th's on a Friday, so we'd look for the 4th and the 5th to do the fireworks this year, if there's no objection to that. We'll get a group lined out to do the cleaning and everything if that meets you guys' approval like we've done in the past few years. Seems to take a lot of pressure off everything else, so pretty good way for a group or two to make some money for their trips to Baltimore and stuff like that. So, and then budget. When do you guys want the budget requests in? Have you thought about that yet?
Kelly's boss, so.
What's the deadline on that?
I was waiting.
Probably about as the house bid.
Around April 1st then? Okay. And other than that, we went to the Elevate Glenrock and kind of rolled the pre-plan deal out through the I Am Responding, so there's cards going to be placed around town if you want to put your house on it. Basically is what it does is it gives us a database to where if we go to Bruce Rammel's house, it tells you where your utility shutoffs are and kind of lays everything out. So it's a program that, you know, for older people or with kids, I think it's a really good program just to give us a little heads up when we do have something. So that's being rolled out, and a little QR code thing you scan and you can do it. So if you're interested in something like that, get with one of us and we can help get you set up with it. So other than that, just kind of plugging along. Got the inside of the fire hall painted after 40 years. The upstairs bays, got them finally textured or taped and painted. So looks pretty nice in there right now.
How many cans of kill did it take to cover up all the?
I don't know. Just told them we wanted it sealed good, and
so it doesn't fade through again.
And but that and the maintenance bay got them done. So we're moving right along now. Roof's done. So I appreciate you guys' help with that. And I guess waiting to hear something back on the addition.
Yeah,
money's there. So
I talked to the engineers, and he has set the architect in motion to get that some more, get it closer to numbers, so we can also get down to stuff that's biddable.
Steel's 25% more expensive after today, so that's going to
imagine that.
Yeah. So,
amazing.
Imported steel. We're going to use American steel on it. So, but other than that, if nobody has any questions for me, that's all I have.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Have a good night.
So is that addition a cost share between us and FSA, or is it a town cost share, or is it a county cost share? What kind of share?
The building belongs to the town. It would be the FSA, the Glen Rock Fire Department, has about $1 million and 1.3 or 1.5 in reserves towards an addition on the building. Then we probably have to supplement it for whatever else it takes. Take the old metal building down and add on where it'd be 2 large oversized bays on the very north end, and then down water system to catch all the rough water off of heavy rains and stuff, and bring it forward to the street instead of the alley and making the nightmare, because we put in a storm drain for that so we can catch all that. So we'll get some more numbers pretty quick.
Basically, we had it last year about 25 town, 25 county, and 50 for fire department. We requested last year with early numbers that come in, but from what everybody said with the building you guys did, it come in a little more expensive, so
yeah.
It'd be an awful little.
Cost of construction has not gone down. No. Building materials are not going down. Okay, is there any items from the floor this evening? Seeing nobody wanting to jump right up there.
Do we have anything to report to her about her items from the floor?
We have drawings of it now, and we haven't got a Mylar from him yet, but the drawing is done. It was surveyed and replatted, and we got engineered drawings that were just, sent to us through emails, but they should be working on the Mylar plat so we can get it in front of planning and zoning and then re-sign it all. But they've all been drawn out. Those 6 lots have now all been turned into 3 larger lots. So that part of it is done. The survey and everything was done, and they found all the. Yeah, it didn't take them very long to. All those caps and everything were there for marking off all those lots. So it was pretty simple for them.
So then, technically, in order to finish that replat, what needs to happen is it needs to go to planning and zoning again after you get the Mylar. You sign.
We get the Mylar. That goes to planning and zoning. They will approve
it.
They sign it. They send it to us. We approve it. I sign it, and we.
Do we have to do a resolution or something for it, or? I'm just making sure we all know what the steps are. From
I think when it comes to us, once it's approved there, it just comes in front of us for on our meeting as either as a resolution or whatever to approve the new plat since it was vacated and replatted, and then when that's done, then planning and zoning's.
So if it wasn't a minor boundary change, I think we got to go through 3 readings.
Do we? I'm not
considered a minor.
That would be considered. Well, it's not considered minor because it's more than 1 lot being affected.
So we might have to do 3 readings.
So we're looking at least 2 more months before this is put to bed.
Well, at least that side of it, the fact that they are made into 3 lots. So if you're,
3 or 5.
well, it took there were 6.
2 were already done.
two already done. The last 6 small ones have been made into 3 large ones. So yours, I don't know which 2 you bought, Penny.
I bought the 2 closest to on the end.
Down by the intersection?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's all done, so it's, the drawing's done, it's just the time it takes us to get the Mylar and then do the readings and stuff, but it doesn't hinder you with anything, but it'll give a legal description to all of them, and we'll have to give them a street address. He's got addresses probably for them already.
Was
Or
there
should
a
have.
cost issue that we were going to discuss?
Yeah, we were going to discuss that with Hummer about when we get the sent from the bill from CEP. I will discuss on.
Yeah, he's aware of all that.
Yeah, we'll try to make it fair, and we'll get it done and get it out of the way.
So
Just trying to solve a lot of problems.
I have a question. So if you bring forward the resolution to make those minor boundary changes something that doesn't have to go through the process, is that still considered?
No, there need not be a minor.
Okay, because it's more than one.
They're changing, yeah.
Well, and it could be 2 lots side by side and you're buying them. That's what they're doing. But if there's 6 lots, then that's above minor boundary.
They all needed to be that should have been told to Hummer that they all needed vacated and replatted, because you can't do one. You shouldn't do 1 or 2 at a time, because that's spot zoning, and that's illegal to do spot zoning. It needed to be properly done. This just solves all of it. Takes care of it, cleans it all up, and we can move on. No problem. You bet.
That's one thing we're waiting on right now. We're hoping to have the discussion with a minor boundary change tonight, you guys, to approve that. But since the planning commission didn't have a quorum, we couldn't get that done. So we may end up doing a special meeting to get them in. Otherwise, we gotta wait another month for both.
Maybe have that before the next council meeting.
Yeah, it'd be nice. So I'm trying to speed that along. So we'll try to put together a
Anything else on that?
I just want to make sure we got a direction. That
We've got right.
So we don't get in the same position again. Instead of going in a circle,
we
I want
sent
a
it to-
line.
That's the
Got it
direction we're
out of the.
It's not going in a circle no more.
Out of-
It's going in a straight line, move forward.
Just took care of it with our engineers instead of the other group, so it just simplified things. We actually have something under old business this evening. It is the community gas project designation, and what we discussed was to actually spend the money on installing a handicap swing in our playground down at Town Square. The amount that we would get from Omni Community Gas is $6,424.77. I'm sure that swing's going to cost more money than that, so we'll have to get a total cost on the job, but that helps pay for, I think, a good percentage of it and get it installed.
Do you have an idea what one of those cost?
I think it was around 10,000 for the one
At Natural Bridge.
at Natural Bridge. And of course, costs wouldn't have gone up.
We'll just have to
So,
see.
but
It's-
yeah, and
I'll have to go check that out down there.
Yeah, they have to be somebody around, because when they're not in use, they're locked, because it's designed for handicaps.
Exactly.
You can put somebody with a
Wow.
wheelchair on it, yeah. So they have to be, we thought, instead of putting it down in the park, so Chevy has to run down there to lock and unlock it, we'd put it at the square during
I
the
think it's
summer.
a better idea.
So our people down there can kind of monitor it and take care of it, so.
So have we checked into any of the AstroTurf stuffs yet, or have we done anything other than we're going to approve this grant? Or?
Just improve this grant, and we'll see if we have to remove part of that AstroTurf or just holes down through it to make, I don't know what it takes to get it, anchor it down. We may have to replace some AstroTurf in that. I would say we put it in the playground that's for the older playground that's close, the older kids' playground right behind the Boys and Girls Club. And if we have to replace AstroTurf, we'll go with non-static.
So So is this a John project to move forward, or is this a Chevy project to move forward?
Yeah, well, once we we'll have to, what we'll do is we'll get a cost on what it costs to get one, and then
Who's we getting the cost? That's what
it will either be, I will put it in John's court with Chevy, but I think John and those guys can find it and take care of it and get the cost.
I just want to come to another meeting and not have the answer to that question.
John wasn't at the work session.
I know.
So, yeah.
That's why I'm trying to straight line.
And the custodian at the Bridge Park can point you in the right direction and how it goes up and everything that's needed. I'm sure just give him a call. He'd be more than glad to help you.
You have contact.
I can get it. I know somebody who knows somebody.
All right. So is there a motion to approve that?
I move that we approve the community gas project for installing a handicap swing at the town square.
Motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed by nay. Motion carries. Our next order of business is a tree grant application by Earl and Cheryl Malley down on 132 North 3rd Street. They're having trouble with a big tree in their backyard and want to get it. I think part of it, I think they're going to remove a bunch of limbs and clean it up. I don't think they're taking the whole tree down. Their low bid was Tree Bee Arbors LLC, and that was $1,200, and we pay up to $1,000. We were at $5,000, and we raised that.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me. So it would be giving them $1,000 for towards getting the tree taken care of. So is there a motion?
I move we move on and approve the tree trim.
The tree grant. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? 50% up to 1,000.
50%.
So they're only going to get 6.
I'm counting in my head, and I couldn't make that make sense.
Well, we made it up to 1,000.
Okay.
I just knew that we were going up to just 500, but we
So
raised
now
it.
it's up to
So
up to
50%
Go as high as $1,000.
50% of the low bid
Yeah.
up to a total of $1,000. So
Yep.
$600.
Yep. So, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed by nay. Motion carries. Next order of business is a resolution, Converse County Resolution of Board of Directors. Be it resolved that whereas it is necessary for the Converse County Bank, Douglas, Wyoming, to properly secure the political division or subdivision for all monies deposited in said bank by the treasurer and said political division or subdivision of the state of Wyoming hereinafter is called the treasurer. And whereas the deposit will be made in said bank by the treasurer unless deposit is properly, no deposit will be made unless it's properly secured and given the proper security is one of the considerations for receiving said deposits. Whereas the said treasurer may carry a maximum credit balance with said bank of $250,000, which is automatically insured by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, and all deposits, including accrued interest over and above this amount, will be adequately secured by pledging collateral sufficient to legally secure the maximum deposit of such state or political subdivisions. And whereas said treasurer is willing to receive securities designated by the laws of Wyoming as legal collateral security and securities of said deposits. Now there be resolved that the Board of Directors of Converse County Bank, Douglas, Wyoming, that any one of the following named persons, officers in said bank are hereby authorized to empower to pledge to treasurer and to said state and political division or subdivision such securities of this bank and may be legal for collateral security of deposit of public funds in which the said treasurer is willing to accept the collateral security and such amounts at such times that said treasurer and bank officers may agree. Is there a motion to approve this?
So are we approving that resolution? Because that's their resolution, right?
That's their resolution.
That's our resolution. Ours is the written one is what they sent us, but I think we have to approve the second one. That's why I read the second one.
Right.
I thought we just had to make a motion.
Just make a motion to make them a depository.
A depository for the town of Glen Rock.
Yeah,
That's my
Converse
motion.
County Bank. Yeah. So is there a motion to make Converse County Bank a depository for the town of Glen Rock?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Everybody's totally confused.
This is where we've been in the past. There's no change.
Right.
It's always been that
every
way,
year.
and we should be receiving one from Hilltop National Bank anytime also. We usually get one, we usually do this every year at the first of the year. So hearing no other discussion, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed by nay. Motion carries. Next order of business is a letter of support to the Nebraska Public Service Commission Broadband Department. Our town has been approached by Vista Band to write a letter of support for their broadband efforts in our area. Vista Beam has had 20 years history of delivering broadband service in western Nebraska, eastern Wyoming, and northern Colorado. Throughout that time, they have been active in our area and participated in efforts to foster economic development, expand broadband into the area where it has not been available, and provide affordable pricing for our businesses and residents. Through Vista Beam, an additional only offered wireless broadband service, their transition to fiber and hybrid fiber and wireless systems is welcome. This will provide speeds of up to 10 gig to businesses and 1 gig for residential locations while maintaining affordable price. This grant will support their efforts to expand and improve services in our area. Vista Beam has a track record of delivering excellent results on subsidy projects and meet the goals of their programs. We look forward to working with Vista Beam now and in the future on building a better broadband environment in our town. Thanks for your consideration. Bruce Ramel, Mayor. Is there a motion to approve that?
I move we approve this letter of support to Vista Beam.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Come on. There's a motion and a second on the floor. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed by nay. Motion carries. Next one is Resolution 2025-3, a resolution providing for the appropriation of appropriated surplus funds. As it appears that is necessary for the budget of the town of Glen Rock to be amended for the fiscal year July 1, 2024 to June 30th, 2025, taking into account certain unappropriated surplus funds. It is therefore hereby resolved by the governing body of the town of Glen Rock, Wyoming as follows. General Fund Account 101.5210.5903, General Fund, Public Assistance, Glen Rock, Main Street, increased by the sum of $500,000, the source of which is unappropriated surplus funds. This is specific to the down payment on the Glen Rock Veterans Park project, passed and approved and adopted the 10th day of February 2025. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-3.
Motion, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed by nay. Motion carries. Our next order of business is bills and claims. Is there a motion?
I move we pay our bills.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on bills and claims?
Yes, I have
Oh.
two to add. The power bill came today, and it will be past due if we wait until the next meeting. So I did one for it. It's $21,653.90. And then I added the check for Glen Rock Main Street for the $500,000.
Okay. So do you want to just amend to add those two?
I move that we amend and add the 2 checks in to the bills and claims.
Do you
I reseconded.
Seconded, okay. It's moved and seconded. So, any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed by nay. Motion carries.
Is everybody's power bill late? 3 or 4 weeks late?
It seems like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're late.
It seemed like they got here kind of late.
3 weeks late.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why.
Oh, we gotta send these up.
So, if there's nothing else to come before this meeting this evening, I would ask somebody to entertain a motion to adjourn.
I would entertain.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Please do.
I have entertained.
I'll second.
You've been entertaining all evening.
I have. You're welcome.
Well, thank you. Is there a second?
Judy did.
Oh, Judy seconded? Okay. Any discussion?
Snuck it right in there.
I didn't hear you. I apologize. If no discussion, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed by nay. Motion carries. Meeting adjourned. Calder, would you like your pen back? It's right here. I don't want to steal it.
So this is the normal and this is the 2.
I'm trying to say.
I'll talk to Mike. That's just the custodian.
Thank you.
Custodian.